Okay. Is this working? Can you hear me? Okay, perfect. So I had to make a new, live area. I couldn't jump into the one that was there. I've got to let everyone know. All right, perfect. So I just commented in the other video to make sure. Obviously, guys, this is the first time I'm doing this, so I don't exactly know what I'm doing. I am a filmmaker. I'm not a streamer. I do not have an Elgato or anything like that. Expect to hear a lot of stuff like that. This is the type of stuff that I cut out of the videos, which is why there are so many jump cuts. I live on a busy street in New York. But let's get into this. I'm going to pull the chapter up now. Again, like I mentioned to everybody, I am not going to be reading it to everybody. There are plenty of other people that do that. I am going to do my tradition, which is to listen to the OST as I read it. I've done pretty well to stay away from spoilers for this, but I do know that Zoro does do something in this. I did get spoiled on that because there's a bunch of thumbnails out and all types of stuff like that. But I'm going to start. I'm going to get right into the chapter. All right, 997 Flames. Whew. All right. Well, actually, let's start this right, guys? Hold on. Savage. All right. This chapter better be flames. Whew, my boy Sanji. Let's see what's happening to him. All right. Before we get into this, I just hope that my boy Sanji does not get played. All right. I just don't want him to get played. Okay. So it looks like Artur was correct on the translation of everything. This is this whole kimono thing. Spider web. Okay. Is this the teacher? This looks like the teacher with the long neck. If it is, I've had a feeling that she was going to come back because that is actually a yokai from folklore. Trap. Oh, God. My boy's getting played. My boy's getting played. Oh, Had to take a sip of water for this. Okay. All right. So it is Black Maria. Okay. Where did Sanji run off to? So I'm now at the part where Luffy and Jinbei are running away. I've finished the first Sanji section. I don't know if we go back to it, but I've finished that. I'm not too happy about it, but let's get into the rest of it here. We finally got a gifter named Poker. Okay. That's like a super popular card name that has not happened yet. Yeah, I just took a quick look at the chat, guys. I'm not reading aloud. There's plenty of other guys that do that. So just come having read the chapter. The chapter is at onepiecechapters.com right now. And of course, as always, on Sundays when the official comes out, be sure to support the Zolo-boys. This is the way that I enjoy reading the chapter. I'm doing this mostly to connect with you guys afterwards because we don't get to do this. I try and comment back and forth with you guys, but as far as this is the first time that we're doing a live where I'll be able to read the chat and then just answer your questions and talk about things right here. I'm getting back into it. Okay, I'm in the Zoro section now. All right. Here comes Bosso Massa. Oh, man. I've been worried about this guy. Savage. Oh, we got an Itoryu pose right here. We're gonna get some. Oh. Did this man just shishi son son apu? All right. I knew Zoro was going to kick it in gear once he saw Big Mom. I knew it. I didn't think he was going to do this. All right. So this basically, I can hear it already. So, Rono Zoro one-shotted Apu, guys. So he beat Sanji. Apu's got a bounty of 350 million. He just one-shotted him. So Zoro's got to be at least double that. I mean, that was a nice feat, though. That was a nice feat. I'll give it. It was a good Zoro moment. That's a good Zoro and Chopper moment right there. Oh, come on. We got to get some Zoro versus Queen. Zoro is, I mean, he's saying I didn't come to play your games, but he's really not playing any games here. This is a Zoro moment right here. Yelling at Queen, stopping the whole. Okay. All right. His rage caused an earthquake. Zoro conquers hockey confirmed. Oh, oh God. I say that, and then the next thing is that conquerors hockey. Oh, wow. Kiku's arm just fell through the hole, guys. I gotta do this because this is Oda right now.
Savage.
Yes. Whew. All right. We're going to the flower capital, guys. I'm coming over to the chat. This man lifted the entire island. and is moving it to the flower capital. All right, let's look at the chat. I did have the sound effects ready. Yep. I still think that Marco versus King's a possibility. Yep. Oh, that Discord's coming soon. I don't know if Yamato is deaf a dragon. I don't see, like, the whole Joy Boy theory of like Kaido's actually a dragon. I don't know. I mean, like, could it happen? But then also Yamato kind of like ruins that for me. Thanks, Clone. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, see, Joe, you're right. Like, if Yamato was a dragon, then why wouldn't they just fly off too? But yeah, Timmy, hey buddy, you're right. Momo produces clouds. This could be a Momo moment coming soon. Yeah, Twisty, I think you're right. So Twisty's saying that unless this action by Kaido gets stopped, I don't see the raid ending in failure. Now, I said reviews ago that I did believe that the raid would end in failure unless two things happened. That Hawkins showed up in Onigashima and Tama showed up at Onigashima. And I've also said that I felt that everything was going to end at the flower capital or go to Wano or go somewhere else, and that it wasn't going to end precisely at Onigashima, but it may end at both. There's a lot of folklore and all of that make it seem as though, well, first of all, Luffy's got to defeat Kaido in front of all of the people in Wano. They have to see it happen. So this is a great opportunity for not only that to happen, but for Hiyori to also take place, and then for Orochi to come back, because Orochi's totally going to come back. I still think that he may have lost his actual head, but that he might have, like, one of his dragon heads has replaced his head. But, Zoro made a promise many chapters ago that he wanted to avenge Tonoyasu. So I feel like Hiyori and Zoro kind of have to do that with Orochi. I don't know if CP0 at some point is going to play a role because of that phone call, if they're going to have come to the island, and then just that'll sort of kind of ramp things up even more. I am okay with all of the players that we have already being the players. But like I said last week, I wouldn't be surprised if the Revolutionary Army did show up at some point. If they don't, that's fine. But there is the foreshadowing for it over hundreds of chapters. Now, obviously, this wasn't the whole Ivankov thing. But, I entertained that to a point. I did say that I actually expected it to be Black Maria. It was. Something I cut out of my video last week, which I may include in my review, was a part where I was like going off about how I just hope that this isn't another Khalifa situation in Enies Lobby. And I think that it is shaping up to be a Khalifa situation in Enies Lobby. This was definitely a Zoro MVP chapter for sure. It's not up for discussion. Zoro was definitely the MVP. All right, I'm gonna come back to the chat. Judge top 5. Yep. Yeah, I don't know about Zoro kills Kaido. I think that it'll be a. I think that Zoro and Luffy will have to work together. I think that would be great. I think that there is definitely some setup for Zoro to open Odin's scars that he gave Kaido. I think that that's like a feat that Zoro will need to do. He's going to have to open the scars fully. And if he's using Santorio, it would be great if he adds a third slash so that Kaido can always remember him. I think that Luffy's got to do the final blow, but I want Zoro to be a part of that whole fight. So Simply Kevin asked about Caribou. I definitely believe that Caribou will play a role in the series. He's going to tell one of the Yonko about Shirahoshi for sure. I don't know which one, but it might even be Big Mom, because Big Mom has ties to Fishman Island to begin with. It used to be her territory. I don't think Big Mom is getting finished off here at all in this arc. I think we may beat Kaido, but that Big Mom is going to prove a challenge. There's just too much setup with Big Mom. You know, there's the stuff with Elbaf. I don't know. You know, there's all of her kids. Where are the rest of her kids? You know, I'd really like to see all of the Straw Hats get 1v1s against Big Mom's crew. There's so many people that, you know, the Straw Hats could really have a great time fighting. And I have to see Usopp take out Flampe. I have to see it. Yeah, I don't think that I don't know if they're going to play a role in the rest of the arc here. They may, but hey, Moogie. So the chapter was good. 996 is still chapter of the year for me. And you know, could have all changed if they didn't do my boy Sanji like that. But this was a excellent Zoro chapter. Who deals with Big Mom? Yeah, you know, I mean, we had Marco stopping Big Mom for a bit was one of the best things this whole arc. And I think that may continue. Oda has been doing everything he possibly can to stop Big Mom from reaching Luffy, from reaching the top, all of that, rolling her away, having Marco, like, he's playing keep away on purpose, whether that's for chapter 1000 to be, you know, Luffy versus Kaido and Big Mom at the same time. I don't know. It's possible if he wants to go for the hype factor. But the thing is that, you take a look at Thriller Bark, and Luffy did not fight Moria and Kuma at the same time. Oda kept it completely separate. And I think that that's what he's going to do here. I think that everybody's going to exhaust themselves fighting Kaido. Some ex machina type thing is going to keep Big Mom out of this. Otherwise, I just see everybody getting trashed. Every single person would have to make it up top, and there would have to be this sort of like One Piece stampede thing going on, where all of the worst generation and the crew and everything have to be holding back not only Big Mom but Kaido at the same time for that to even make sense. Because Luffy is not strong enough. I don't even know if he's strong enough to take on Kaido right now. Forget two Yonko at the same time. If the raid does end in failure, then I feel like there has to be another time skip. It doesn't have to be 2 years, but there's got to be like something where everybody goes and trains and learns hockey. There's no all right. I was thinking about this the other day, but it's like Robin was with the Revolutionary Army for 2 years. They didn't teach her hockey? Oh. Could Black Maria have some sort of a spider devil fruit? Yeah. I could see that. I could definitely see that. I mean, we already have Onigumo, who has like the spider zone traditional, but it would have to be like some sort of mythical spider or different type of spider. Onigumo might be like a brown recluse, and then she can be a black widow. Oh, good point, Timmy. The earthquake possibly being Blackbeard. I feel like the confirmation at the end of the chapter is that the earthquake came from the rumble of Kaido simply lifting the island off the ground. That might have even been like a little debate from Oda to begin with, because everybody's expecting it. Now, Blackbeard's another person that could actually play a role in this arc at the end. If Oda wants to do Marineford Part 2 all over again. I feel like he wouldn't have brought back Moria if there wasn't supposed to be some sort of resolution to Moria's arc in Wano to begin with. Yeah. Yeah. Because Moria is the person that, told us about Wano. Moria is the person that told us about Kaido. I mean, well, Garp did, but, we got a little more context from Moria. So that's, I feel like Moria, should play a role. There's so many balls in Oda's court. It's just what what could happen here. Sorry for the ambulance that's about to go by, guys. He definitely did use one sword style. Yeah, vroom vroom. There's a lot of big PP energy on my block. Let's see. Yeah, Victor, I do. Okay. Jackson, I'm going to have to look that up. Black Maria could be a Joro Gumo, a Japanese spider demon. It's possible. How common is that while I'm making my videos? Oh, it is constant, Santiago. It is constant. I like when I'm editing my videos, I'm always cutting out sirens, honking, people on mopeds. My block is wild. I don't think that we'll see a King versus Big Mom clash unless Big Mom makes it completely known that she is trying to betray Kaido. Like that's the only way things happen. If she shows that she wants to her motives are unclear to begin with. So she could want to go up top to join the fight against Kaido. Who knows? But her vitriol for Luffy to begin with, I think, is going to keep them aligned. Galaxy, yeah, I do. Apu joining the alliance. I mean, I think Apu is going to be out for a little bit, but I could see him doing like a sideline thing like he did in the archipelago, where like, at some moment, Kaido's like thrashing, but then he just sort of gets exploded, and you see like Apu in the distance, and he's standing somewhere, and he just kind of like goes, like it's just going to be like this sort of like who's who of everybody, not who's who, but everybody's going to start jumping in. But Hawkins has to use that card that he mentioned at the beginning of the arc. That's got to happen. Hawkins needs to flip for everything to really work. He said that he has a card that will give someone tremendous power. That's got to happen. What happened to the Sunny? That's a good question. Yeah. We don't know if there's like a water channel that is also bringing the Sunny as well. That could be an issue. Do I think Mad Monk will play a role now that we're in the sky? Well, I don't think we're that far into the sky. I would love to see the Mad Monk show up. But I don't know. So I think that Big Mom will take some souls. I think that everybody is severely underestimating Big Mom in a big way, and I think that Big Mom is the I've said this countless times that she is the Kuma. She has to be the person that does something so devastating by the end of the arc that it propels us into the next storyline. So, I have a whole theory video where I talk about it. Like I want to see Zoro really step up into that vice captain role and kind of take over the crew for a little bit, the same way that Sanji did on the way to Zo. And for that to happen, that implies that Luffy really needs to lose. He's got to take a hit. Then Zoro can sort of lead the crew for a bit. I got a whole video about it. You can check it out. It's the Zoro theory on my. Jake Brown, thank you. Was not expecting that. I think that it's a devil fruit. I think that it's a devil fruit. I think that him lifting up Onigashima is the awakened power of his mythical dragon fruit. I think that there are things about Kaido that we don't know. I still fully expect a Kaido and Yamato flashback, which will probably also have some bits with Ace in it. That probably happened sometime after 1000 at this point. But I know that the Kaido is a dragon thing has been going on for quite some time, and I know that Joy Boy was one of the originators of that, and there's evidence for it for sure. But there are other things that just sort of don't click for me. And I mentioned this earlier in the stream, but Yamato is one of those things because if Yamato was also a dragon, then I don't think that they would be worried about getting off of the island because they could just turn into a dragon and take Momo somewhere else. But I also don't think that we need another dragon because we have Momonosuke and we have Kaido. So, and there needs to be a Momonosuke in his dragon form confrontation with Kaido at some point. Kind of if you played Pirate Warriors 4, something similar to that. Loggy Doggy. Thank you, brother. That'd be awesome. I still think that even if it was, if Luffy awakened his fruit and then turned Onigashima into rubber, would it bounce off the flower capital? I think even if he turned it into rubber, which would be an incredible feat in the first place, I think the impact of just bouncing off of anything in the flower capital would still crush the flower capital. But I do feel that we need to get Luffy's awakening and Gear 5th at some point in this arc, either or. I don't know if we'll get both. Who the hell disliked? Somebody who doesn't like hearing sirens, I guess. Yeah, we're probably getting another Gear 4th form. I know a lot of people have been saying Gear 4th Tiger form because of all of the folklore that has to be with between tigers and dragons. But I actually liked, and I'm sorry, I can't remember whose comment it was that said, what if Yamato's fruit was a mythical tiger and all of that? And I actually like that a lot because then that, hammers home this dynamic, this family dynamic between the two of them. That they're actually opposed to, that they're opposing each other in more ways than just their ideals, that their actual fruits would oppose themselves as well. That's in keeping with Oda's themes and all that. All right. Yeah. Oh man. Thank you guys. I guess Jonathan Rivera, this is for you.
Savage.
And this is for Loggy Doggy. Does Momo die here? Is that the big tragedy? I think that Momo's safe. I think that Momo has to learn about the poneglyphs from Robin, because the Koski family Man, block is hot tonight. Sorry about this, guys. The Koski family. I'm just gonna let this ride. Let this ride, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, so we know that the Koski family, have history dating all the way back to creating the poneglyphs and all this, and that the knowledge of how to read and write it was passed down to generations. And because Odin is no longer here to teach that to Momonosuke, the only person that can teach that to him is Robin, which is why Momonosuke has a very high chance of riding on the ship to Laugh Tale so that he can learn that information from Robin as a cabin boy. Now, if we're going to emulate Roger completely, he had 2 cabin boys, which is why I also feel that Tama will be joining as well. It's a very high possibility. It's a very high possibility. So no, I do not think that Momonosuke will die, but I do think that several of the scabbards will. My top Loggy, you cracked the twist there, man. My top deaths in Wano are Kinemon, and even more so now, because I just thought about this, because if we're going to have Onigashima go to the flower capital, then it allows Kinemon to reunite with Suru right before he dies. That's gonna hurt, guys. Jake Brown, thank you, buddy.
Savage.
Who joins? Carrot or Yamato? I'm gonna go with Yamato. If it's between the two of them, I do not see Carrot joining. I could see Carrot wanting to emulate Pedro and restart the Nox Pirates and sort of do her own thing and go off with Wanda. And this will especially hit home if something happens to Zunisha at some point. Simply Kevin. Yeah, Ashura Doji and Inuyarashi are definitely high on my list. Izo is a maybe for me. Denjiro's high on my list for deaths, just because he had to have done some shady stuff for Orochi, so he's due for a redemption moment right before he dies. I'm just looking at these from the the structure and the mindset of a writer. What are the pieces that Oda has put in place to sort of knock him down? And Denjiro needs redemption. Inuyarashi, I pick solely because there needs to be one ruler in Zou. I feel like that's what's going to happen. Either Inuyarashi or Nekomamushi is going to die. But since we've spent more time with Inuyarashi in Wano, and Neko kind of sat most of the arc out, I see Inu being the one that dies. Ashura Doji, he's been doing shady stuff. He needs some redemption. I think that Kawamatsu is safe. I think that Raizo is safe. Maybe. Will Perispero survive? I think so. I got some flack in the comments a couple of chapters ago for saying that he's my favorite member of the Big Mom Pirates. And, just to go on record, I did answer that comment, because everybody was just like, like, how dare you slander, the almighty Katakuri. But I just love the way the Parasparrow is written. Like he had that epic speech to Judge about, like talking about, who cares about the cries of a lamb before it goes to the slaughter. Oda has constantly put Parasparrow in situations that make him like a true villain, and he's given him like this like overall arc. Could he die in Wano? Maybe, but I feel like Parasparrow is such a vehicle for all of the things that Oda wants to do with the Big Mom Pirates. So what I really think Parasparrow's role is that he's going to be Big Mom's way off of the island in the first place and out of Wano, out of Onigashima, because he can use sea slugs. Christian Jinx gets a savage.
Savage.
Christian asks, why do I think Big Mom is trying to get to the top of Onigashima? Kaido, the strongest creature alive, should be strong enough. Smell of betrayal. I talked about this a little bit earlier, but there is always the possibility for betrayal. And everybody has thought that, since Whole Cake, people have thought that at some point Big Mom was going to like join their side, and because Katakuri and Luffy had this sort of bond and all of this, and then when she lost her memories, and then there was the whole thing with Chopper, and like people thought that Chopper was going to be the one to sort of sway her. They became friends. I thought that at some point while she was still amnesiaed up that she was going to meet Usopp, and I wanted to see Usopp like lie to her in a sort of Parasparrow fashion. But she has her own agenda. We don't know what it is yet, but she has her own agenda. She will betray Kaido because I think it's in their nature. I think it's what was established to them growing up in the Rocks Pirates, and that the only person who really abandoned that idea after after that whole thing disbanded was Whitebeard. So, but I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be here. I feel like there's going to be this keep away with Big Mom. I'm going to have to see the way that Oda does it, because if Big Mom gets up there, I need to understand. I need to see the context from how he brings her into the fight in order to really understand when that betrayal is going to happen. Isopod.
Savage.
Momo will hold up the island to protect his citizens, echoing Odin's feat at his execution and finally living up to surpassing his father's legacy. Isopod, that's awesome. That is an amazing parallel, and if Oda does that, that's gonna be wild. I agree with that. I would love to see it. Do I think Momo's powerful enough to do it? No, but wow, if that happens, that would be. I don't know if he'll hold up the entire like island of Wano. That's a huge feat, but maybe like the castle. I don't know, something. I could see these flames lifting something up being a foreshadowing technique for Momo to do something with the flames like that, and then having it be explained by Yamato to Momonosuke allows the idea to be implanted in his mind, because it was very specific for Oda to have us learn at the same time that Momo does. So yeah, I think there's something there, man. Yeah. Who do I prefer, Nami or Robin? That's tough. That's a super tough question. Um, because if I had to say which flashback hits me more, it's actually Nami's. And like that, and it's also a nostalgia factor because when I was getting into the show, this was almost 2 decades ago. So I had more time with Nami than I did with Robin. But that Belmere flashback is just so ingrained in me. It just really hits. Now Robin's is tragic, but I almost like Robin more as a character. But Oda just really has been sidelining her so much. She was great pre-time skip. Robin was set up to be, one of the most powerful people in the universe. She could end any fight realistically if she just, cracks some heads. But then hockey was introduced and she was totally nerfed, and Oda never gives her a fight and, rarely lets her do everything. And while I believe that Robin will be immensely important to the end of the story, because they can't get to Laugh Tale without her. And I'm invested in Robin's goal more because I want to know the true history more than I want to see Nami draw a map of the world. Yeah, super tough question. Robin does deserve better. What did Morge say? Someone said, Andrew said, how salty was Morge this chapter? Luffy Taro said Robin could try and hold Onigashima up. That would be quite the feat. I don't know if she's powerful enough for that, because honestly, if Oda has Robin do that, then it's just going to put a lot of things into question. Like, well, if Robin could do that, why didn't she do this? Why didn't she do that? Power scalers are going to be like going nuts. You might as well give her a 3 billion bounty at that point. Can Zoro cut Onigashima? You mean like the entire island? It depends the scale of Onigashima versus. Well, let me put my power scaler voice on. So, in Dressrosa, we saw that Pika was basically the size of an island. And Zoro was able to cut Pika in half. So if Onigashima is also an island, then if Zoro can be launched at a high speed and pull out his great three sword style technique, he may be able to cut by spinning fast enough Onigashima in half and save the citizens of Wano. Someone will say it. No, I don't think that's happening.
Savage.
Law could do it. That would use up all of his stamina. He'd be done for the rest of the entire arc, I think. I do not think Yamato is also a Dragon Zone user. I like the idea of Yamato being a tiger. He probably could die from that much stamina loss, Kevin. I just I don't see it happening. I think that I think you guys are getting too hung up on this idea of who can hold up Onigashima or anything like that. I think that Onigashima is going to fall onto Wano, and probably in an area that is less populated. It'll be like some sort of throwaway line like that, or we'll see the citizens of Wano running away. The island will land, and that'll actually show us the scale of Wano versus Onigashima in the first place. If we are like on the ground level of Wano, but then we look up and it's this massive thing. And now that I'm thinking about it, I just hope that I can't even say I hope that it's going to happen, because I feel it's bound to happen now. Luffy's going to fall off of Onigashima, and he's going to have to get back up to fight Kaido, and we're going to have like 10 chapters of Luffy trying to get back up. Now, Fujitora, yes. Fujitora could do an Onigashima reverse. That I could see. Yeah. Yeah, I'm worried about the Dressrosa route. Yeah, I'm worried about that. Thank you. Thank you. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving too, buddy. Salad says that Don Krieg's going to come to Wano and stall Big Mom. Could Don Krieg have been the lurking legend this whole time? Oh, thank you. Love from India. Appreciate that. I'm international. Hope it's not too late over there. Does Black Maria have a bigger role in this? I would say that Black Maria is sus for sure. So I don't know. But with all of those people around her and trying to trap Sanji, it would be interesting. I would love it if Oda actually flipped this, and our expectation is Khalifa Part 2. But what if Black Maria was actually trying to trap people so that she could devise a plan? I mean, that would make me happy, so then it would actually be Black Maria and Sanji working together. That would be the way to salvage that. Who's Blackbeard's spy? I mean, we're taking a big leap in assuming that he does have one. But it could be her. Could be. Yeah. Oh, all right, guys. So we've been doing this for an hour. This has been a lot of fun, though. So updates for the channel. We are, we're getting closer and closer to chapter 1000, and I just want everybody to know, we've got almost 400 people in here right now. We had more. We've lost them over the hour, but so if any of you have been following me on social media, some of you may know this. If you're just with me here on YouTube, this might be news for you. But anytime in the next 5 weeks, I'm going to be a dad. I have been expecting my first child for 8 months now. So, thank you guys. Thank you. And I just want to let everybody know this information because once once it happens, for like the first 2 months, my videos, they may be a little delayed, guys, and I just want you guys to know that, as I'm getting used to being a dad. But this YouTube journey that I've been going on, that I plan on continuing to go on, is not going to stop. Chrissy and I have had we've had talks about it and all of that, and I don't want to stop. She doesn't want me to stop doing this because it's a lot of fun, and so I'm going to continue. But if I have videos that aren't as well edited, guys, for a little bit, like, please don't flame me. Gotta have the middle name D. That's funny. Thank you to everybody in the chat. You guys are great. Yeah. Dad D Troy. Oh, there'll always be Savage, guys.
Savage.
Every season is Savage season. Every season. Yeah. But I did create a Discord for us, guys. A lot of people have been asking about it. So we're going to go live with that today. I did some research on how to put it together and all that. I hope I did it right. And so it's going to be called Grove 31 Savage Zone. Thank you, oh my poo. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to be dealing with a lot of poo very soon. That gets a Savage.
Savage.
Yeah, Heavenly Demon, I'm excited to find that out too. Well, it's not necessarily a Blackbeard reference, but my son's name will be Marshall. Oh yeah, I don't even think I said that it's a son. Yeah, I'm having a son. Oh, and then the biggest thing, guys, is that the due date, the actual due date, is actually 1/1, which I laugh at because it's Oda's birthday. Now I don't know if it's going to, I don't know if he's going to arrive on that day. It could be a couple of days before, it could be a couple of days after, but like the date that the doctors gave us was Ichiro Oda's birthday for my son. Oh man. Yeah. People's dreams never end. Yeah. Oh man. So the basic idea behind the Discord, guys, is that it's going to have a Sabaody archipelago theme to it. That after the Paramount War, the lawless zone has expanded into the tourist section, and the locals have called it the Savage Zone. So that's where we're going to hang out, guys. And I'm going to put figure out how to get the link for that, and I'm going to put it in the chat. So the Discord is going into the chat, guys. Boom. There it is. Oh, wow. Yeah. Thank you, Bryce. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. You get a savage, buddy. Yeah. Oh. This Discord's blowing up. All right, I'm gonna close that tab so that the sound is. Oh, but I have it open in another tab. All right, guys. So we're winding down here. As always, I want to thank everybody that came here. This was actually fun. This is more fun than I thought it was going to be. I don't know how often I'm going to, do the lives. I might just record the stuff, but as I get inundated with dad things, this may almost even be an easier way to talk with you guys and all of that. I don't know, but I don't think I'll do this next week. I'll just do the normal route. Might do this again for 1,000. Spread it out so we have a little more stuff to talk about. If we, I don't want to oversaturate it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we have a break next week. I missed that at the end of the chapter. There's a break. Robert Horton.
Savage.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Fun fact: I've never actually played Dungeons and Dragon, but I mean, if I'm free and I get an invite or something, I'm down to try it. Yeah, I'm going to call it here, guys. I'm going to take another longer look at the review. I'm going to take a longer look at the chapters so that I can do my review. I'm going to shoot that. I'm going to try and get it out, sometime either tomorrow or Sunday. And, be sure to still check that out, guys. I know, we talked about most of this stuff here, but I may come up with some new things as I, start to, give it another once over. But I want to thank everybody that came in. I want to thank everybody that donated to the chat. It's wild. I don't, I don't really make much, from doing this. I'm just having fun. So, that stuff is, it's nice. Thank you. People were talking about Patreons and all that other stuff too. I thought maybe a thing eventually when I make one could be opening a section of the Discord for a voice chat every, maybe once or twice a month or something. And I'll just get in there and, You could chat, you could sit in it, or we could talk. I don't know. There's different ways, to do things, but I just like connecting with you guys, and this was a lot of fun. So, thanks again, and I'll catch you guys next time.
I've been swimming deep, deep, trying not to get close to you.